This is Barnestorm training for the task of creating a care coordination note in point of care. In this session, we will cover creating care coordination notes, editing your care coordination notes, pulling up notes that were CC'd to you, and different ways to pull up your care coordination note. The care coordination feature can be used for various documentations. For charting or non-charting purposes, use the care coordination for documenting phone calls, progress note updates, anything that needs to be communicated to other staff, like falls or outside referrals. As soon as the communication takes place, enter a CCN. Some agencies will keep scrap paper to jot down the notes and then type up the CCN after all information has been collected. A quicker way would be to start the CCN in Barnestorm when you get the call and type it up as the communication occurs. Use text item codes to insert text quickly for frequent topics that are used. To get started, we will pull up a patient that needs a care coordination note entered. Once your patient has been selected, select the Care Coordination tab from the left menu. Note you may also hear us refer to the Care Coordination note as a CCN. When the Care Coordination screen pulls up, you will see 4 tabs at the top of the screen. The screen defaults to Add Edit CCNs. We'll go over each of the tabs in this video. To begin a CCN, click on the red button, click here to start a new CCN, and this will activate the screen so you can start your note. The patient you have selected from the patient screen will appear at the top. If you need to enter a note for a different patient, you can search for the patient by name or entering their 6-digit chart number. So you click on here and start typing in, and then a list will pop up and you can select the patient you need. The employee will default to the user who currently logged into Barnestorm. The date and time of when you clicked on the Care Coordination tab will appear here. You can change both of them as needed. You have an option to document the number of minutes the conversation took place. This piece is optional and not required in order to save. Next, we will have the From and To field. You'll document in this area who the communication was placed to or who it was from. Please note that this does not send the CCN to this person. There is another area for that function. This area just indicates who you communicated with, such as the doctor or the referral source. We'll click From, which will document that we got a call from someone. From here, you have 2 different options from selecting the patient the communication was placed to. You can click on the Select From and To button here to pull up a list of people or places associated with the patient you have selected. The list will include the patient, the patient's emergency contact, caregiver, primary doctor, consulting doctor, pharmacy, and any other contact person that has been entered manually in the past for the current chart number. Your agency also has the option to add contacts under the Note Codes screen to show up for all patients. If you have items to add, have someone in your office start a chat and we will be able to assist. So from here, we have the option to select a person from the contact list, or we can manually enter a name here. Let's click on the caregiver, and you will see the name is added to the To and From field. Next, we need to select a topic for this communication note. Click on the Topic button and select from the list that it appears. If you cannot find a topic that goes with the note, then just click Other. And then you can type in the field here. Now we can enter the text for the discussion area. We have the option to type in our text, or you can use the text item feature here. If you know the code you need to use, you can enter the 4-digit code here at the top of the screen. Or you can scroll through the codes like this and select it from the list. Another way is to search for it by entering a keyword inside of the search field. As you enter a word, the list will show codes that have that word in the text. I am going to go ahead and X out of the text box item. We're going to type in the discussion manually. Let's type in the discussion box that we received a phone call from the caregiver that the patient saw the doctor this afternoon. The doctor did the wound dressing change. There is no need for the nurse tonight. We have a few other options here on the left that we can select from. The CC Staff and CC Select is a great feature that will allow you to notify other Barnestorm users when a care coordination note has been created and that they will need to review it. The CC Staff button will automatically add all employees assigned to the patient from the referral screen. So let's go ahead and click on the CC Staff and watch the names appear. The CC Select button will give you additional employees to select from. Let's go ahead and click on that. A list of all active employees will appear. Click on the employees that need notification and watch as they show up on the list. To hide the list of employees, click on the CC Select button again. So just as a review, the CC Select is how you send your coworkers a copy of the CCN. The From and To area does not send the CCN. It indicates who you communicated with so that the coworkers can see that you spoke with the caregiver in this case. We also have a button that will attach active medications to this patient, and we can insert the information from the patient information screen. So you can go ahead and click on Append Med List, and you can see the medications show up. And then if you click on Append Patient Info, now the patient information is listed. This information can be modified as needed, so we can delete any of the information that shows up. We can click on this line and hit delete. There is also a spell check feature that will turn off or leave the spell check on. The words with the red underline are not found in the dictionary. You can add words as needed by right-clicking on the word and then left-click on Add to Dictionary. Toward the top, we have the status of the note. Find out from your supervisor how you are to use this status. Some agencies leave the status as open and some use the finished status. When you leave the status as open, it means you are not finished with the note and you will need to add more information. The finished status means you have entered all information and it is complete. Be aware that once you mark a note as finished, you cannot edit it again. It doesn't hurt anything to leave the note open, so we recommend leaving them open unless your agency policy states otherwise. We'll leave the status to open. Next, we have Add to 60-day Summary. If you feel the text that you have typed into your CCN needs to show up on the patient's 60-day summary, then check this box. The 60-day summary is located on the main menu from the patient's information screen. It's often used on 485s and doctor orders. If you have a very long CCN, keep in mind that the 60-day summary will include everything you have entered. If you do not plan on entering any discussion text, then uncheck this box here before you attempt to save the note. Once you have all of your text entered into the note, you can save it by clicking on the Save button at the bottom. If you left the minutes field blank, you will be asked if it's okay to save the note without minutes. It's fine to do this, so we are going to click on Yes. From here, we can print the note. We have a few different optional formats to choose from. You can print the note in landscape, and you can add the patient's birthday, or you can increase the font size if you need to print the note for patients that have poor vision. I'm going to go ahead and click on the patient's birthday, and then click on the Print This CCN button. You can see the agency information and patient information at the top here, along with the patient's date of birth. Then it goes on to the communication note. The employee's signature will appear toward the top of the note. You have two options for a signature. You can apply a digital signature that does not show the employee's electronic signature, or you can modify a Barnestorm global setting to include the electronic signature instead of a digital one. As you can see here, we have chosen to use the electronic signature. You can print the CCN by clicking on the printer icon here at the top. Let's go ahead and close the preview by clicking the Close button here. Now we'll go over different ways to pull care coordination notes up. The quickest way to view all of your CCNs that you have entered is by going to the Select Patient screen. So let's exit out of here, click on Select Patient, and then you can click on the Recent CCN button. By default, the settings will be set to go back 14 days to search for notes entered. You can go back further by changing the number here. Default will also be to only search for care coordination notes that you have entered into the system. You can switch the bullet here from My CCNs Only to My Patients Not By Me, and then click on the Recent CCNs button again. And this will show you all the notes that were entered by other employees for patients that were assigned to you. This feature will only work if your agency is using the referral screen to assign employees. Select an entry in the list to view the details about the care coordination note. Once you select an entry, the details about that note will appear. Click anywhere inside of the details to return to the list of care coordination notes. Next, we will view a list of care coordination notes just for one patient by going to the patient information screen and click on the Care Coordination tab. A list of notes will appear. So we go ahead and click on Patient Information screen, and then click on the Care Coordination tab. And you will see here is the list of CCN notes for this patient. Select one of the notes to pull up the details. Click anywhere inside the text to go back to the list of care coordination notes. The other way to pull up a CCN is to select the patient from the Select Patient screen, and then click on the Care Coordination tab from the main menu. You can see that my Care Coordination button is in red and says One New CCN to You. We will go over what this means later in this video. Once the Care Coordination window opens, click on the View and/or Select for Edit tab at the top here. The default from and through dates will be the most recent episode created for the patient. You can manually change the dates if needed, or you can click on the previous 485 button to go back to any previous 485 episode. The easiest way to pull up all notes is to click on the All CCN Dates button and then click on the All button. And this will change the from and through dates to the patient's first CCN entered through the last CCN date. The order will run by the CCN's when dates. You can also view only the last 10 days as well. You have additional options to sort the reports by the to and from or dates and topics. If you only have one episode date range entered, then the order will automatically sort for you by the button you click on. So if you were to select current 485s and then click on topics, it will automatically sort it for me. I went ahead and clicked on the All CCN Dates button and then the Dates button again. The bottom list will show all the CCNs that I can choose from. If you go ahead and click on one of the CCN notes, the details of the CCN notes will appear at the bottom of the page. You can print the note by clicking on the Print this CCN button. And a window will pop up and you can view your note and print it. The last feature we need to cover in the care coordination screen is the View CC to Me Since tab. This is the screen you will pull up care coordination notes that have been CC'd to you from other employees. For training purposes, I'm going to switch views real quick to show you what type of visual reminders you will see when someone sees you a note. Now we are logged in as an employee who has been CC'd on several care coordination notes. You can see the visual reminder when we first log into Point of Care. It tells us how many notes we were CC'd on. Go ahead and click on the tab with the reminder. The care coordination screen will open. Then you click on the View CC to Me Since tab up here at the top, and you can change the date as needed if you need to go further back. I went ahead and clicked on the beginning of the year so we can see all 3 care coordination notes. You can select one of the notes from the list and view details about that note. And the detailed information will be at the bottom. You can print the note as needed by clicking the Print this CCN button at the bottom here. For additional instructions on how to create a care coordination note, go back to the main menu and click on the Help button located at the bottom of the screen. And then go ahead and click on Care Coordination on the Help page. This will give you a list of articles with how-to instructions for the care coordination screen. Click on the article you want to see instructions for. And when you're done with this article, you can right-click and click on the Back button, and this will bring you back to the main list. If you don't see the article you want, you can click on Find More Answers here at the bottom of the list, and you will be able to view more articles on this topic. If you click an article here on our knowledge base site and you scroll down to the bottom, you have options on the right side of the screen. You can email the article, print the article, bookmark the article, and export the article as a PDF, which will save on your computer. And this concludes Barnestorm training for the task of creating care coordination notes in Point of Care.